Hello, good afternoon. Hope you guys are good, are having some good time. So,
Oh my
yo,
god. Okay, we got
hello.
Ristar.
Yeah, we got Ristar, we got me on the run. I'm Shimegabriel. For those who don't know me,
Yep,
I've
and I'm
been
Ristar.
uh, and yeah, with me is Ristar, a great uh, I think I would say Taz user. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, he's
Tapper.
he's amazing. He's having a lot of great discoveries on the community, and he's along with me for this run here. We have a lot of great things to share. We have new stuffs since the last time we've presented this game on
Yep.
a SegaCrew event,
Mm-hmm.
and well, we're gonna be playing the any percent run, and there's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things to show you. So we won't take long because we're a little late on the on the schedule. So gonna do a little countdown here, and then we'll proceed right away. So in three, two, one, let's go.
Okay, so most of you probably know Ristar if you're fans of Sega, but pretty much we're platforming, and all he can do is jump and grab, and he interacts with his entire environment by grabbing it. As you can see, he's climbing up those ladder rungs there, hitting the enemy. Very beautiful game, nice pixel art. It came out at the end of the Sega Genesis's lifespan, so they kind of knew what they were working with. It was also made in the Sonic engine as well, so you can kind of see some similarities here and there.
Yeah. And we were just talking about how the pixel art were so perfect on the 90s. We were
Yeah.
talking about how the Saturn games perfected the way the two games were made, and this game is a great example of how well the pixel art games were at the time. So there's a lot of things you can see in the background, in the foreground, a lot of I would say pixels, but also the sprites as well are so
Right.
well made.
Right, and a few things to talk about. If you're not familiar with the levels of Ristar, there's typically per world there is 2 levels and a boss. So there in the first level, every first level of each world has a mini boss. It was the little snake that he just beat up. Second level, you're just trying to get to the end, and then after that, we're gonna fight the first boss. And here we also have a star handle. Now, as you hold a direction, Ristar will start spinning in a direction, and after about like 6.5 spins, he'll go into something called meteor strike mode. Everyone just calls it shooting star mode though. And you have a lot of control actually once you let go of the star handle. There's a lot of crazy things you can do, a lot of crazy ways you can move. We're gonna see it a few times throughout the run, the star handle. And that's pretty much the second level. We're about to be heading into the boss now.
Yep. It's a fair stage. Of course, I could be better on the log skip, but just by passing the log is completely fine. And now on to Hiho. I think it's Hiho the name?
In Japanese, it's Raiho, so
Oh,
just like Ristar's name, Ristar, Restar, Rystar, however you want to pronounce it, you just do whatever you want.
I was talking with Riz about since the way that I pronounce Rista and his name were so familiar. I was like, okay, so how does your nickname sound? Because I don't want people to get confused about if I'm talking about the game or if I'm talking about the commentator.
Yeah. It doesn't matter too much. I am Ristar at this point. I might as well be him. Okay, so now we're moving on to Undertow, which is the second world of the game. A lot of water. You're gonna see a lot of water. Typically, you might water levels, but everyone's very receptive of the water levels in this game. They're very quick. Ristar swims pretty fast.
I have even a theory that if you watch the intro of this game, you kind of have a feeling that the place where Rista was born was water related, and that can you can like understand why he's so good at swimming. because like he's around a place that's floating with stuffs.
Right,
So
right,
you
right.
can understand why he's so fast at it. So yeah, that's just my theory. So I came to the conclusion in my head is that hey Harry, oh a lot of people on the
Yeah,
community is
Harem Scarum just typed in chat, go at a moderately speedy pace. He's talking about, compared to the Sonic games where you're gonna accelerate and things are flying around really fast, Ristar just kind of walks at his own leisure.
Yeah, but on the water he's way faster than Sonic, so it's very
Yeah.
it's a cool swap.
And here's the mini boss for Undertow 1. It's just a wave of enemies. We can't really do much about it. We gotta fight them as they come in. The only really thing that we can hope is that the jellyfish at the end here kind of land on the right side of the screen, so we don't have to do too much walking from the left.
Yep.
And now this level is pretty much, at least from a speedrunning perspective, is pretty much entirely underwater. Obviously, again, we said it's a lot faster to go move on while you're underwater, so we're gonna try to do that as much as possible. There's a few puzzles. You're gonna be trapped in a few various rooms until you finish it. In that case, those seahorses, we just had to kill both of them before it opened. Here we had to break that frog spawner. And there's just gonna be a series of rooms. There's a...
It's kind of a gauntlet or something. It's kind of a gauntlet if you want to see that way.
Right, and I agree with that, and I think we can consider there's another level in the game later that also has a very similar gauntlet style. It's Automaton 2. We'll talk about that when we get there. So another thing to consider is I want you guys to be on the lookout later on in the run when we get to the third planet. There's going to be something new that Shime is trying, and we'll talk more about that when we're there. But within the last week or so, we have a new... some new Ristar strats found, so it's exciting.
The greatest thing is that this skip was found by a new runner that is on the chat, that is Starberry Noodles.
Yep.
So it's amazing to see that even there are new people getting in and new people finding new stuff that we didn't find like 30 years ago. Because this game turned 13 on February.
Yep, 30.
And there's still a lot of things we don't know about.
And so now we are on the second boss. His name is Osat. The first two things that he does are always the same. He always flies in off the screen and then hits this pole here. From there, he has a set of patterns that he does. There's two that we really want to see. We want to see him dash off the screen really fast, or dash off the screen really fast with a bunch of fish. He did the one where he slowly saunters off the screen, so he's gonna bonk the pillar again. But it's not too bad.
He's gonna give the jellyfish pattern at the end.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
This is about this is a medium. Like, okay, you can deal with it. You don't want this one, but there's definitely worse patterns where he gets jellyfish. You can't even hit him. Oh no, it's okay. You got this.
Man, okay, no, that's cool. It's a fast pattern anyway.
Yeah. Harem Scarum just called that. He said, "Where's my school of fish?"
I'm so used to like when he does those two middle patterns.
Yeah.
The first attack is always the jellyfish one. So I was like, okay, let me wait for him to choose the jellyfish, and then he didn't, and was like, I was caught off guard.
I noticed sometimes it is different at the third pattern there.
Yeah. So, Scorch, guys. Scorch time.
Okay, do you want me to talk about it and you just focus? So, there are some pads that Ristar triggers by walking over them. And the goal here, that he just passed the chest, you want to get the statue out of the chest and throw him onto the pads. Well, we just jump through the chest, through the cages. But however, there is a secret. If we carry the statue a lot further than initially it seems it was intended, there's another pad later on in the level. Now, the skip here coming up, potentially, there's a lot of RNG that goes into it, but we might see the new skip that we found here.
No.
That's okay.
Let me see if I can try it once again.
Okay, so he's gonna take a death here then, and just reset. Try to go for it. It would actually, I believe, still save time. It saves about 40 seconds. There's a mini boss
Oh.
at the end. It's like a memory game, and if you can, you can skip it. It saves 40 seconds. So he's still trying to just go off and demonstrate. He's gonna go grab the statue again.
Let me just. Okay. It's good. And I didn't know that you don't activate the fire if you go backwards.
I didn't know that either. That is interesting. So the fire that was rising before, clear, I guess, doesn't activate if you backtrack through the level.
Then way here, then here.
So pretty much Ristar and the statue are triggering the pad about the same time, and that's how this glitch works. That's okay. Still.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna less attempt because I really want to show the first part of the setup, even if I mess up the RNG after that.
Right.
Oh, wow. That's
A
some
few
weird
of our runners.
glitchy stuff.
That's okay. A few of our runners have actually hit it in a run already. We've had Sheem himself here, and then we've also had Harem Scarum hit it, and he did it on the Switch, which actually has an exclusive glitch. Another zip that skips the whole next level after this.
If I mess it up here, I'll just try to show it on a safe state. If not, I'm gonna lose a lot of time.
Looks like there is a little bit of skipping going on, lagging. Okay, I think it just fixed. Good, I think we're good now. It's okay.
Okay, later on I'll show it. It's a shame. So yeah, this little boss here is... You just need to memorize.
I think that there is a delay now in terms of where you are in the game and what the stream is seeing. Because you just got to the mini boss. But anyway, this mini boss here, it shows you off the bat the numbers, the order in which you're supposed to hit them, but then it gets progressively harder. So then this one is not going to show numbers at all. You just have to memorize it. Every Ristar runner knows the pain of, oh wait, and they mess up the pattern and they have to reset there. It's happened to all of us. So now we're jumping into the second Scorch level. This planet's called Scorch. Pretty much without the Switch exclusive skip, the whole level is just using these star handles here to zoom in very specific ways through the level.
There, but the main key is that you need to get all the free pose swings perfectly, and like it's one of the fastest, if not the fastest stage overall.
Yeah.
But one little mistake and it can cost you around 10 seconds or something.
Right. And now we're going into the third world boss. His name's Adahan. He's a mole. He drops rocks on your head when you're walking into the level. Pretty hard when you're playing on hard mode or super mode. You can actually just die before even getting into the boss fight because you only have 1 HP. But pretty much Adahan wants to either, when he comes up out of the ground, land, or fly. We want him to land every single time because it's much faster than him flying. Because we have to grab his claw, fly back up to his body with his claw, and then hit him. But when he lands, we can just hit him kind of a few seconds after he lands. It's a lot quicker. And then in between the sections, there are these falling ones. He has very specific patterns. It can be kind of tough, but he's doing pretty well so far.
Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Think I got it? Yeah, got it.
Nice. So then
Cool.
now we are going on to the music-based
Sonata.
planet. Yep, Planet Sonata. And there are a few tricky things in the first level here. There's something called the God Cycle. If you can manage to get the first metronome up in time, the metronome moving up will sync with a fan's timer, and as soon as we climb up, the metronome will be pushed up to the top so we can grab it and just continue the level. So we want to be on that first cycle there if we can. And then after that, there's another tricky skip called metronome skip. We can take a metronome over the top of the level. So this is the first part of God Cycle here. Oh.
Yeah, that little section there is very bad.
It's okay.
Like
it's really tricky.
it's very scary because if you move a little to the right, you just either you miss the jump or you get all the way down again and then you mess the whole cycle.
The good news is that you really didn't lose too much time. You were still just the metronome was coming up with you. Because again, it is based on the fan pushing the metronome up, so you were just on the second cycle still. It was still pretty good. And then next up we have a part where we're going to swing on one of the star handles and try to grab the metronome on the way up. And then go over the level. It's much quicker. Pretty close. So it is about a 2-frame window into a 2-frame window. There are some different ways you can kind of have like one extra frame or one less frame here or there. But pretty much the release is 2 frames and the grabbing the metronome is also 2 frames typically. There you go, that was nice, good. And again, still faster than taking it the intended way.
Yeah, I don't know. The music is amazing. It's one of the biggest points in the game. And yeah, it's. I think it's one of the things that stand out the most. Like even on Sonata, there is a sound theme blend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense to have symphonic.
Right. And the first level actually evolves as you play it. Every time you give a metronome to one of the birds, the music gets fuller. It's super interesting. Mm-hmm. So Sonata 2 here is pretty much there's not too much like RNG.
Yeah, but instead you have a lot of damage boost, and that damage boost can be deadly if you don't pay attention enough.
Yeah.
So those dancers there, I need to at least hit it once without taking hit, and if I do that, the entirety of the stage will be fine. But if I get damage from both of them, I need to be more careful.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so pretty much from here, it's kind of just holding forward. This level's not too crazy. It's on par with Scorch 2 being a pretty short level.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we are heading up to here is the 4th world boss. His name is Awa Uek.
Awa Uek.
Awa Uek. And he's a bird. Pretty much the idea is that he's sitting on a perch. He's singing very badly. So we want to knock him off of the perch and hit him. Now, when you hit the perch, Ristar gets recoiled backwards really far. So, akin to backwards long jumping, we turn around so that we get launched into the perch so we can just keep hitting it over and over again. And it kind of makes this boss a little more trivial than intended. However, he does have a few RNG patterns where he'll go really high up to the top and throw feathers down at us. We don't want him to do that because then we can't hit him.
Yeah, like if Offset is the heaviest RNG pattern, this one he's the trolley. I think it's trolliest, I would say, because you can like he can be so great at you on the first 3 cycles, and on the first one he just stands on the place that you can reach, and then threw 3 sets of feathers on you, and then you can do nothing about it.
Bird down, bird down.
Bird down. So on to my favorite stage, my favorite dwarf
It
stage
is.
that is free on.
It looks beautiful. It's fun to play, and the music is great.
Yeah, like the speedrun strats here are kind of crazy and very hard, but the stage itself is so chill. It's so everything's so calm, and
Yeah.
you just enjoy the scenery.
So this is Planet Freon. Obviously, as you may be able to tell, it's an ice-based planet. A lot of sliding. Nothing too crazy in the first level here, besides the bully fight. We've deemed this character the bully, and he starts snowball fighting us. There is a secret that we can do.
No!
You can do fastballs. You can right before you hit the ground. There's about a 3-frame window to throw the snowball, and instead it'll be an empowered snowball. It'll be a lot stronger. Otherwise, you have to time your snowball hits on them. But the empowered snowballs, they just freeze them and hit them automatically. Oh, you got a snowman. Yeah. So Ristar can also just choose to do his idle animation, which is build a snowman on the ground instead of making a snowball. The snowball is entirely RNG.
Yeah, this whole fall is a huge RNG. So, the considered way to do it is like you do the 2 frozen ball throws and a normal one to always get him. But if anything gets out of hand, this fight is a completely chaos.
It
so
is, it
of all the meat boss, this is the worst one in terms of RNG.
For sure,
So
100%.
so if you just mess a little, just one thing off, the entirety of it will be very unpredictable.
This level is one of my favorite to play. It feels nice to kind of like move through it well. So it's a mixture of the ice and water that we've seen so far. This is Freon 2. Ristar do be kind of quirked up a little bit.
Cool.
Ristar is so quirked up. And then coming up here, there's a pretty tricky thing. Once you kind of get used to the rhythm, it's not too bad. There are some slopes here, and normally you want to ride all the way to the left or right to jump to the next slope, but we're just going to grab the ceiling over and over again to redirect which direction we're going. See, like that one was the intended way where you slide all the way up the side. It is possible to redirect every single time all the way up to the top. And now go ahead and start making your opinion known in the chat. We have Eat a More Lunch coming up, and we're going to be throwing some kind of food into his mouth. And it's a long debated topic. Is it curry? Is it pizza? Is it soup? Is it hot cereal? Please go ahead and put your opinions in the chat.
I think it's soup because I know that I remember someone told me somewhere that this whole fight is a Japanese phrase of like throwing a hot soup on a cat's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember. I don't know exactly if that's the case, but I think that's a soup.
Yeah. But it is funny to call it like pizza or. I actually have a Ristar advertisement from a magazine, and in English they say it's pizzas, which it's clearly not pizza. It's clearly absolutely not a pizza. Baked mac and cheese, hot pie, curry, right? And I really think if I were to be like serious about it, I think it is curry. But it's fun, hot cereal is really funny. That's a good one. Extremely spicy lasagna, okay. Right. So that boss is based on Nekojita, which is cat tongue. And Grimshins is talking about that there in the chat. And yeah, I agree.
So now on to the auto skip. Or the automaton skip.
So this level is kind of wacky, crazy. There's a lot of different paths you can take. But the thing we're going for here, there's a pole that seems like you can't get past it, but we're actually going to grab at a very specific part of the pole and try to go over it. It makes the level so much more bearable, and it is definitely a lot faster. Oh, we got it first try. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was good.
Not on the first try. Not on the guy passed through the section without taking damage.
I was gonna say, I cannot believe you just passed through those projectiles. I think you're actually cheating.
I wish I would. Oh man.
That was good.
At least somewhere I had to do it greatly. So that pays off.
That was a really good section. That was awesome. And we have the the level boss, mid boss, mini boss, whatever you want to call it. He has a few set patterns, and based on whichever ones we kind of see first, we'll know what he'll do. And he always repeats the first one on the fifth time. So it's like,
I disclaim him because every time since we found the noodle skip, every time I get the same set of patterns. It's always the belt one. It's weird. It's always the belt one. I'm always getting the belt one.
Interesting. I wonder if there's a connection there somewhere.
I wish I could, but I hate all the patterns it has.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one I hate the most because it's easy. You can easily get a mistake there, and I did a mistake there on my recent PB. So yeah, I hate that pattern.
And so earlier we were talking about gauntlets and Ristar. We saw the first one. This is the second one. We're on planet Automaton, and this is a series of rooms with each different kind of ways to finish them or solve them. Some of them we have to throw a crystal in to activate the teleporter. Some of them we just have to get to the other side. There's some cool stuff going on here where we actually go into the background. I like that. Happens more than once in this level, actually. Yeah, this one's another one of my favorite levels in the game. It's not too crazy, but it's just a lot to remember. It throws a lot of different scenarios at you. And we are getting closer and closer to the end of the game. After this level, there will be one boss, one climb, and then two bosses, and we're done. Good job on the platform there. This room is entirely RNG. We're supposed to tear the walls down, and obviously if we can get the crystal first try, that'd be nice.
Yeah, the good part is that I got an early crystal, but the worst enemy together, so I couldn't do the YOLO swing.
That guy's pretty erratic in the way he moves, so he's kind of just really annoying. No big deal though. It's not going to prevent us from completing the level or anything. This level here is, we're just waiting. Just gotta wait. Pretty much orblets are falling from the sky. Those are the Goomba looking dudes, they're orblets. And eventually the crystal will also just fall out of the sky. Yeah, I gotta get that health there. It's actually faster to pick up this health for this part later on. Because there's a part where we have to take a star handle. And the intended way is to build up your... Oh, that was really nice. Is to spin around all the way, because when you spin around all the way and go into meteor strike mode, you're actually invincible. But there's a specific part where you can let go and land right in the teleporter, just as Shime did. That was pretty good. And here we have Uranim. This boss can go south very quickly if you're not used to the patterns. But if you are used to the patterns, it's pretty easy. kind of know what to look out for. Good. So a few bosses in this game will kind of determine, based on your position, how close you are to them, whether they'll do a close attack or a far attack. And right now, Shime is kind of abusing that and making him do that big Hadouken by walking to the center of the screen and then back when he's standing up. So he's forcing him to do the far attack, which leaves him very susceptible to being hit.
Yeah, and I had to improvise that because that wasn't the side I'm used to do it. So
It was good though.
I had to like, okay, is it the right position? Do I will he do the charge attack?
Right.
So I was like planning all of that and not trying to mess up.
It was clean for sure. All right, so now we just have a climb up to the top of Greedy City, and there's gonna be 2 bosses, and then the last hit on the boss will be time. So it's probably about 2 minutes from now. Oh, is it? Because let me see.
Yeah, because you're watching the SegaCrew feed on the Discord. Because right now I'm on a fight, on this fight, and this fight is very scripted as long as I do some damage on him. But I need to be very careful because of the damage I'm doing here. Oh, cool! That was perfect. So yeah, very minimum health, but that was a great execution. And now I'm on to Greedy. So Greedy has 3 stages, 3 phases. First one, he starts using some arbalets, and I need to kill both, all the 5. Then he starts moving around the place. Oh, he's doing something I don't like. I died. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the risk of doing that. Sorry.
You good?
Yep, I died because there's a glitch.
Yep.
That if you try to grab some of the arbalets while on iframe, you still take a damage. And I had a lot of damage taken, and I did something that I shouldn't, because now he has those rings around him, throwing up, and at the same time he's moving around the place. So okay, now he's stabilized it. Oh, not again! Oh, come on! Okay, so the 3 rings wasn't something that I was expecting. So he's moving like he's on a super difficulty. No! Oh my god. Ah, I died again. Yeah, this fight is very intense and very hard if it's out of control.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially if he decides to keep doing his shield attack where he has the orbs that he throws around you, because you can't hit him when he's doing that, and it's just you just have to kind of wait for him.
Yep.
But casually, this boss is pretty hard. I've had my friends sit down and try to beat it, and they spent like 20 minutes, half an hour, and they just couldn't even beat the boss. So.
Man, yeah, man, I've never had this much choke on this fight. It's already getting out of hand. I'm like, I think I died 3 times on it, because every time, like the last 2 attempts, he did what I don't like him to do, which is the pattern that he starts by the ring.
Yeah.
Around him, and he cannot do it again. So it's very difficult to attack him.
Welcome to Ristar, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now we're through.
Uh-oh. And you might have noticed, if anyone just noticed that and can figure it out, he just hit one of those turrets there, and it didn't die. There's like an
Hang on.
invisible sprite or wall or something, and we don't know what it is. We don't know how to figure it out. If someone can figure that out, that would be really great.
Oh my god. I never seen so many uploads in my life, man. So GG.
That's time.
That's time. Yeah, it was a fair run. I think. Okay, so that was the 80%, but I want to go back just a real quick and show while we finished. I want to show the skip. So we're back at it with a save state here. So the way that we I messed up. Oh, and hard locked. Okay, so this is what happened. So I think you can see it on our Ristar, but if you can explain how the noodle skip works.
So, because
That's
of
what
the fact,
happens.
because of the fact that Ristar and the statue can both trigger the pad in different ways. If Ristar walks on it, you get a gem. If the statue triggers it, it opens up that secret path. If Ristar gets onto the pad right after the statue, he goes into an altered state where his position is, and this is, I think we have an idea now. I think Shimegabriel, another runner, has done some research into it. Because of the other items in the level, Ristar's Y position in some way gets attached to them, and then we go under the floor, and we can just, because there's meteors that fall from the sky in that section, it's very hard to, it's just RNG heavy. It's not necessarily hard, it's just very RNG heavy to get under the floor. Right, and you haven't seen it before because a brand new runner, Starberry Noodles in chat here, found it about a week ago and shared it with us about a week ago. So this is never before seen brand new footage, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll be back later with California games. But before I do that, Reese, if you have any last words.
Hey, you did great. I know it was tough. It was just like